Ready?
Guy Ritchie's recent cinematic endeavor, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, brought to light the stories of numerous brave British soldiers who, through their small-scale missions, put their lives on the line to weaken the Germans. Today, we explore the real-life story of some of the real characters featured in the movie, and explore their story beyond what we saw on the screen. Before we get into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
If I'm to do this, I'll need my own team. You won't like them.
Gus March Phillips. Major Gustavus Henry Gus March Phillips was given a more heightened and charismatic portrayal in the movie by Henry Cavill, and the man had quite an impressive life to match up to for the portrayal to be as such. Born in the year 1908 in England, Major Gus studied at Ampleforth College and was an all-rounder English countryman with great bravery. Initially served in the British Expeditionary Force, BEF, as the Royal Artillery Officer Reservist during the 1940 battles for France and Belgium, which led him to be awarded Member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, on July 11, 1940. But feeling stifled by the limitations of a military life, Major Gus joined the Special Operations Executive, SOE, and founded his own force, which was known as No. 62 Commando, which was also called the Small Scale Raiding Force, SSRF, which was shown in the movie. Major Gus formed as well as trained the SSRF within just 6 weeks of its authorization and attempted the first raid, which was unsuccessful due to unexpected fog coverage. The next proper raid, Operation Postmaster, was a major success as the SSRF towed the Italian liner Duchess d'Aosta to Lagos and led to Major Gus being awarded the Distinguished Service Officer, DSO, on July 28, 1942. James Bond author Ian Fleming worked as the press officer for Operation Postmaster, making a plausible case for Major Gus being the inspiration for the brilliant fictional British spy. Major Gus then planned and executed 3 more successful small-scale raids with the SSRF, with him commanding both the naval and military factions. Operation Barricade was the first of these taking place on the east side of the Cherbourg Peninsula. The coast defense was attacked, leading to numerous casualties on the enemy side through bombs and small arms fire. During the next mission, Operation Dryad, the Casquettes lighthouse was captured, which resulted in several German naval officers being taken as prisoners, along with finding valuable codebooks and other papers. The third mission was the observation of a difficult side of Channel Islands, and was also quite successful, with the SSRF suffering no casualties during these missions. During Operation Postmaster, Major Gus met actress as well as fellow SOE co-worker Margerie Stewart. 3 months after the completion of Operation Postmaster, Major Gus married Margerie in April 1942, and they had a daughter named Henrietta Sophia March Phillips on the 15th of June 1943. Despite gaining success in his professional as well as personal life in such a short amount of time, Major Gus met his end on 12 September 1942 during Operation Aquatent, where the SSRF intended to capture a German guard from the small guard at Saint-Honorine-de-Perth, an isolated coastal town on the cliffs between what would later be called Omaha Beach and Port-en-Bessin. The group was taken across the channel in a motor torpedo boat, nicknamed the Little Pisser, owing to her high speed, and was supposed to land in the Saint-Honorine area. In this area, SSRF was supposed to attack a small group of houses on the seafront and take the people as prisoners. However, due to a navigation error, the group ended up at St. Lawrence, 6 kilometers west of where they were originally supposed to be. The group came ashore on a collapsible boat called the Goatly, but faced a heavily armed German patrol, with dogs that stopped them from escaping by attacking them on different sides. The Goatly boat, which was supposed to be used to escape, ended up sinking because of the attack, causing the team to be left with only one option: to swim back ashore. Out of the group of 11 people, 3 were shot dead, which included Major Gus. The 3 commandos were buried in the churchyard at St. Lawrence-sur-Mer on the morning of the 15th of September. The coffins of the men were escorted to the cemetery by 30 soldiers and a car of Feld Gendarmerie, with a salvo being fired to salute as they were being lowered into their graves. Major Gus was recommended for a bar to the DSO for his leadership, which Lord Mountbatten approved. Initially reported to be missing, following the confirmation of his death, he was awarded a mention in dispatches, due to the DSO not being awarded posthumously. Major Gus was also an author and a poet, with one of his novels being a spy novel, Ace High, featuring John Sprake as the hero. It was also speculated that he had survived. Major Gus might have published novels based on the SOE beating Ian Fleming. Anders Lawson, portrayed by Alan Ritchson in the movie, had quite a fascinating life, being born on the Hovdingsgard estate near Mern, Denmark. Anders' first cousin was Axel von dem Busch, who was a member of the German resistance that in 1943 attempted to kill Adolf Hitler. Anders left his home at the young age of 19 and decided to explore the world by traveling through the sea, and ended up joining the Danish Merchant Navy. Around April 1940, Denmark was invaded by the Germans, leading to Anders arriving in England with the Navy. Shortly after he arrived in England, Anders also had a run-in with an SOE officer, who after discovering Anders' expertise in taking care of himself in dangerous situations, decided to recruit him for the No. 62 Commando. These raids allowed Anders to earn 3 Military Cross awards, particularly after the success of Operation Postmaster, which was portrayed in the movie. After the No. 62 Commando disbanded in 1943, Anders soon joined the British Special Boats Section, SBS, and went to the Middle East. During this time, Anders even gained the nickname the Terrible Viking because of his remarkable courage, physical stamina, devil-may-care attitude, and willingness to do anything, all the qualities of a daring Viking. By October 1944, Anders rose to the rank of a major, and even earned 2 more bars to his Military Cross on 27 September 1943 and 15 February 1944 respectively. Anders went all around the globe during his service, fighting in Northwest Europe, North Africa, Crete, Aegean Islands, mainland Greece, Yugoslavia, and Italy. He also executed an SBS raid successfully in Santorini by taking out the military force and using time bombs to blow up the building with the radio installation on 24 April 1944. Anders' final and most notable action occurred around April 8th to 9th, 1945, when during Operation Roast, he was ordered to execute a harassment raid to make it appear to be the act of a much larger force on the north shore of Lake Comacchio in Italy. Anders, with 17 other commandos working under him, entered the area by posing as fishermen trying to access a road to a nearby town, but their cover was challenged by a soldier. This resulted in a fistfight, which soon exploded, when other German soldiers also joined the fight. Anders retaliated by using hand grenades to kill 4 Germans and even destroyed 2 of their machine guns. He then proceeded to engage in a machine gun fight while being attacked from 4 different positions, and his commandos giving him cover. Anders ended up killing 2 more Germans and captured 2 soldiers alive. Anders went on to attack the enemy soldiers with more hand grenades until he was weakened by a bursting fire. Anders attacked with a final grenade before going down, which resulted in more Germans getting wounded. Despite being wounded, Anders refused medical attention to not put the lives of his fellow commanders in danger. He ended up succumbing to his injuries following this and died at the age of 24. He was awarded the Victoria Cross posthumously, becoming the only non-Commonwealth honor recipient during World War II. Geoffrey Appleyard. John Geoffrey Appleyard, played by Alexander Pettifer, was born in Bramley, Leeds, West Yorkshire, and gained a degree in engineering at Caius College, Cambridge. Geoffrey was also the college's captain of boats and had also competed as a skilled and successful international skier. Geoffrey then was commissioned into the Royal Army Service Corps, RASC, in France, as the second lieutenant on 1st April 1939. In northern France, he commanded an RASC mobile motor repair workshop under the British Expeditionary Force. In late 1940, Geoffrey volunteered to become a commando and was assigned the No. 7 Commando. He was soon promoted to lieutenant and then captain, being awarded a Military Cross for helping him in a mission to rescue 2 Operation Savannah agents from France's coast by boat and submarine. Geoffrey then joined the No. 62 Commando, where he executed numerous raids and was even awarded a bar to his Military Cross, following Operation Postmaster. Geoffrey later led the No. 62 Commando, even taking 10 of its men alongside No. 12 Commando to Operation Basalt. He was awarded the Distinguished Service Order, DSO, on December 15, 1942. After the disbandment of the No. 62 Commando in April 1943, Geoffrey was made second in command of the 2nd Special Air Service, SAS. During the Allied invasion of Sicily on the night of 12th to 13th July 1943, as part of Operation Chestnut, Geoffrey supervised the dropping of SAS paratroopers in North Randazzo. The aircraft in which Geoffrey was present went missing during its return, with Geoffrey being presumed dead, and the aircraft probably being taken down in an attack.
Is an unsanctioned, unauthorized mission.
Margerie Stewart. Margerie Stewart was played by Isa Gonzalez and was born on May 18, 1912 in Kensington, London. Despite being shown to be part of Operation Postmaster and an SOE agent in the movie, she was actually the lift operator who became the secretary to Patrick Howarth, an SOE controller. She married Major Gus March Phillips on 1st April 1942 and had a daughter with him named Henrietta. Following Major Gus's death, Margerie married Major Sir John Stanley Vincent Marling on 2nd November 1957. Margerie became popular for her performance in West End plays and even acted in numerous television series and movies, such as Little Big Shot, 1952, Young and Willing, 1954, and The Master Plan, 1954.
Good.
Graham Hayes. Graham Hayes, who was named Henry in the movie and played by hero Fiennes Tiffin, was educated at Claysmore School, Blandford. Graham's brother, Flying Officer Malcolm Cedric Hayes, died during service in the Second World War. Before his service in the war, Graham sailed around the world on a windjammer boat via Cape Horn in Australia, a skill that became of huge help to him. Graham was the third founding member of the No. 62 Commando, and following the success of Operation Postmaster, he was awarded the Military Cross. During Operation Aquatent, Graham was one of the only 4 commandos who managed to escape the German soldiers' attack. He made contact with a local French family for civilian clothes, and also to contact the French resistance. He was then taken to Paris, where he was crossing into Spain through the border, but was stopped by the Spanish border guards, who handed Graham back to the German soldiers. Returning to Paris, Graham was kept in the Fresnes prison under solitary confinement for 9 months. On 13 July 1943, he was executed by the firing squad and was buried at France's Viroflay New Communal Cemetery. Marvelous Verdict. The stories of Major Gus March Phillips, Anders Lawson, John Jeffrey, Appleyard, Margerie Stewart, and Graham Hayes are of the few whose stories went unnoticed by the public. Their contributions to the British military were important to weaken the German forces during World War II, and these stories continue to impact the lives of many even after many years. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone!